Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Jo number OSLP-110-630. This is a stainless steel latch guard, and obviously going to cut it out of the packaging here and take a look at it. Going to have some bolts here that we're going to go over as well. So the OSLP-110, all of that part number conspires to mean this item in my hand. This is a latch guard with a very heavy offset. That heavy offset is something that you will very commonly see, obviously in a scenario where you have a deep inset into a door. It's never good to drop your tape measure, because what happens is, what people don't realize, and I learned the hard way, is when you drop it, probably no problem, no issue in dropping it, but what happens is you bend the tab. This time when the tape measure fell, it didn't hit anything related to the tab. Take a bunch of measurements and you're 1/8 of an inch off every single time. Someone who's done it before says, "Show me your tape measure." Turns out that was bent. So be mindful if you drop your tape measure. If you're still intact with your tab, your tape measure is probably fine. Anyway, why would you have a door that's inset? Now, what is inset? Inset is the dimension when you're on the pull side of the door and the door is closed. You run your hand over the face of the door and the face of the frame. Very often in aluminum storefront settings, it's flush. It's a flush condition, flush door, where the door is flush with the frame. Other times it's inset, about 1/8 of an inch. If it's a commercial hollow metal door, that inset is always inset. The condition always exists, but it's 3/32 of an inch. A wood door is inset generally. But imagine if that door was 3/4 inch inset. Well, maybe a little bit less. But why would that be? Well, you could have a center hung condition, where you are using a center hung closer, and therefore the door is not right up against the exterior face of the frame. It's inset. And you could very likely have a requirement where you need a latch guard like that that's inset. There would be not a lot of reasons why you'd have an inset other than center hung, except that you could have a frame or a wall condition that simply allows you to use a latch protector with an inset like this to solve the problem. You might have jam extensions in an extended lip strike. You might have brick mold or something, some wall condition that it's all solid and stable, but the door in relationship to the frame could be flush or a standard inset, but the wall condition could be forcing you to require something that's got that giddy up in it. So that inset, they say that it's 3/4 inch, and that's going to be indeed what it is. Okay, no doubt. So that's why you might use this. And with latch guards, sometimes if you've got an unusual application, you just simply need to look at it and say, okay, you look at the catalog and say, what will solve my problem? What dimensional properties? Now, speaking of that, there is a link below this video to a document called Template that will allow us to review those dimensional properties. Let's test them. 2 5/8 overall width. I'd say that would be accurate. The 10 in the part number is certainly going to mean the height, and that is indeed 10 inch tall. Okay, you've got an 1 7/8 worth over here, but our tape measure is showing us that it's closer to 1 5/8. Let's take a closer look at that. Oh yeah, of course, 1 5/8. Then and then you've got 1 inch on the offset leg, basically, is what you have. The radius of this cutout is 1 13/16, which will permit you to install a grade 1 or a grade 2 lever lock, because those lever locks have larger escutcheons. Okay, this is going to feature stainless carriage bolts with an acorn nut, a washer, an acorn nut, and then a carriage bolt. And obviously the carriage bolt will have a square feature to the underside of the head that will run through the door, so that when you tighten it on the inside, that carriage bolt won't rotate. And being a carriage bolt, with nothing on the outside. There's not much to attack there. And this is stainless steel. It's all stainless steel. The bolts are stainless. This peel away, this film that you see here is just the peel away protective film that's covering the brushed stainless on the outside. Okay, and is one of several different latch protectors available from Danjo, whose name is synonymous with latch protectors. There is a link below this video as well to the document called Product Catalog that will allow you to review all of the different latch protectors from Danjo. And I would, unless what you have is an extremely straightforward installation, I would very much suggest that you review their catalog to see the different types of possibilities available when it comes to protecting the latch, which is a point of attack for vandals and criminals to get into a door. So there's lots of different variants there. And the OSLP is not a very common latch protector, and it's because of that offset, or the inset, I should say. But they do make that same model in a 7-inch tall version, and they also make that model in a steel base, which you could have a powder-coated finish, like a silver powder coat or a dark bronze powder coat, and that shows up there in the catalog, along with all the other sister products. Now, finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Danjo products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as the link to the full product catalog. Now, the full product catalog is also broken up in its subsections so that you don't have to look at the entire catalog. And if you know the name Danjo, you probably do so because of latch protectors or door reinforcing wraparound plates. But when you look at the rest of those subsections, you realize, oh, they make lots of stuff. Kick plates, push and pull hardware, hinges, accessory hardware like filler plates for steel doors and frames, and trim and auxiliary hardware, and signage. A lot of things Danjo brings to the table, and I'm partial to them. It's because they do a good job. They're a company that's responsive, reliable, dependable, predictable, with a good quality product at a good value price. If you have any questions on the Danjo, their part number OSLP-110-630. Latch protector with a 3/4 inch offset for a inset door, generally for an outswinging application, certainly, or any other Danjo product. Please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.